Go live. Going live. You're live. Okay, I should be live now. You should be able to hear me. So I would always like to start with a quick audio check to see if you can actually hear me. So let me just type into the comments here. Can you hear me? Question mark. And if you can hear me, just say, oh, yay, we're live. All right, I think someone can hear me. Thanks, Melissa Piano. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't know why this happened, but my audio just went crazy. I have this microphone set up, which I love. It sounds excellent. I have it EQ'd and everything exactly the way I need. But for some reason, it won't go through my live stream. All the other audio sounds great. The tracks that I set up are working. The mallet cat is working. Everything sounds wonderful. But this microphone, for whatever reason, the levels are there. Everything looks great, but just nothing comes out when I go to the stream. And I don't know why that's happening. So instead, for today, I suppose I'll just use my built-in laptop microphone, which I am grateful for. I never thought I would be grateful for my built-in microphone on my laptop, but I am today. So yes, we have some exciting announcements, and I have a promise that I made to myself for all of my YouTube videos and live streams on AaronGrooves. Every AaronGrooves YouTube video forever will always have at least some element of music making and groove happening. So I guess I can start by getting rid of this. Don't need this anymore. All right, that's better. Hello, hello, hello. Let's just take a look in the chat and see who we got. Hey, DJ Timo's here. I'm not going to mention everyone by name, but I guess you can mention yourselves by name. Gene, Benji, Samuel, Davey, Lysandra, Arlo? No way! What's up, Arlo? Bastian, Ryan, Keith, Koritza, Dan the Man. Who else? We got a few other people in here. Matthew Benedict. Hey, Soccer Master. Let's see. Gavin. Is it Mika? Micah? Micah. I bet it's Micah. Micah Marin. And a few other people. Atlantis 3D. Okay, we grooving. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited. Yes, I have some excellent, amazing news. And some of you may already know what the news is. But if you think you know the news just because you saw the thumbnail and you think I'm getting a marimba and that's the news, you're in for a real treat. So let me do one other check. Let me make sure that this mallet cat is actually coming through. So I'm switching over here to OBS. That looks good. And in fact, let me see if this other stream setup is working as well. That's my desktop. So now you guys can see OBS. That looks pretty good. And do I have Reaper set up as well? Yes, Reaper is set up. And that seems to be running through. Okay. All right, so this is what I mean. Like, here's the microphone. It's picking up my voice. You can see it detecting everything, but it's not coming through this audio. This is the audio going to my stream, and it's not working. Why? I don't know. When I press the keyboard, that one goes through like it should. It has its level right there. But this level just doesn't do anything. And I'm so confused and so disappointed by that. But it is what it is. I guess my plan will be, I'm saying this out loud for myself. My plan will be, if I'm speaking, I will turn the microphone back on. Yes. I will turn this microphone right here. Now it's off. Now it's on. So I'll make sure this microphone is on, my laptop mic, whenever I'm speaking to you. And whenever I'm not speaking to you and just playing, I'll come and mute it first so that you can get. Okay, that's the plan. Let's have some fun. Let's start with some music. So, what should I play? I should start by saying that yes, I am getting a 5-octave marimba. Woo! And there's the big news is how I'm getting this marimba and the company that it's coming from. Which, if you looked closely at the picture in the thumbnail, you may have seen M-Tech on the marimba. That's a clue to the company's name. But the bigger news is, I'll give you a hint to the bigger news through an unboxing. The company sent me something, and I'm going to open it today. and share it with you and let you get an idea. And hopefully by the time I finish this unboxing, you have an idea of what's happening with the marimba and how I'm getting it and who it's coming from and blah, blah, blah. So let's do this after we play something. I got to play something to get the ball rolling. What should we play? One thing I love about the Mallet Cat, by the way, is that I can connect it to my audio equipment in my digital analog workstation and change sounds. It doesn't have to just be marimba or xylophone or vibraphone. It can be anything I can imagine or create. I could literally put in the note block sounds from Minecraft into this and play jazzy note blocks. In fact, that might make a nice video if I play all the parts on the Mallet Cat. Let me know if that's something you'd like to hear, because that, I think, would be a really fun video to make. Let me just take a quick look at the chats, make sure nothing crazy is happening. Where I am, it is 2:00 p.m. And, okay, I don't see any SOSs in the comments, so I guess everyone can hear me. Good. All right, so let's start with 4 mallets on this thing. And I'm going to speak loudly from the Mallet Cat for a moment. And I have this set up right now to where, in fact, let me make sure my autofocus on the camera is on. Autofocus. Okay, now autofocus is on. So when I go back there, hopefully I'll still be somewhat in focus. And just FYI, this is not going to be a very long stream. I'm literally going to do this unboxing, make the big reveal, talk about a few plans, and play a song or two. So it probably won't go more than 20 to 30 minutes. I'll be surprised if it goes that long. See what I mean? The autofocus on this camera isn't the greatest. Pick me up! All right. Okay, according to my levels, you could hear that. If you can't hear that, then let me know in the chat. But it should be okay. So I can get piano sounds from the mallets now. So one of the pieces that I plan to play on my 5-octave marimba, I made an arrangement about 6 years ago. I can't believe it's been this long. But I'm going to play it on the actual marimba because it sounds so much better with the actual wood than with the simulated virtual instrument. But you'll recognize this. I'm sure some of you will recognize this. I guess I'll play a little bit more of this. So let me mute my microphone. Yeah, so that was Dire Dire Docks from Mario 64. Beautiful melody. I love it so much. One thing that I should do is I could mix this piano, layer it with some strings. Oh, that would be really nice. And then play it that way. In fact, I could do that now, but I won't take the time. Should I play a little bit more of this? I don't know. It's a very beautiful piece. But it's going to be even more beautiful on a real marimba. And then I'm going to add other instruments. Oh yeah, I have an entire arrangement. But let me jump back up there for a moment. This is just to give you a little teaser. Just to get you a little bit of expectations about what I'm planning to do on this marimba. I have a lot of other arrangements that I've created specifically for a 5-octave marimba. And I'll share some of those with you too. I also have some for 4 1/3 octave marimbas. So for those of you who play marimba that have 4 1/3 octave marimba, some of these arrangements can work for that as well. But let me check the stream, make sure everything's working. Yes, I do have a sustain pedal. I have a sustain pedal hooked up to the mallet cat. And that's a great question. Let me check and make sure I didn't miss any other questions. I'm probably sure I did. Yep, somebody got it. Dire Docs. Yeah. Melissa, of course, you would get that. I like your music. Thank you. Nice. I can't believe that I'm live. I can't believe that I'm live. Whew, man, I tell you. Yeah, I'll try to check the chat a little more often this stream since it's going to be really informal and just kind of for fun. Okay, let's see. So, on with the unboxing. Last summer, a little less than a year ago, I was in communication with someone from a marimba company that I'm a big fan of. I've been a big fan of theirs for quite a number of years. And when I was little, I used to think, well, little like high school, college, I used to think it would be amazing to be able to work with that company and have one of their marimbas. So, through a bunch of interesting and fun... Wait, did I turn the mic back on? I turned the mic back on. That was scary. Okay. So, through a bunch of conversations, back and forths, emails, plans, I ended up becoming an endorsed artist with this company, which was to me amazing. This is a company that I've always looked up to. I love the marimbas. And the founder of the company, Lee Howard Stevens, which I mentioned in my late night mallets video. I think I mentioned Lee Howard Stevens at the end of that video. He's the founder of that company. And he's one of my first mallet heroes. I used to literally... Success. I used to actually study Lee Howard Stevens' fingers on the marimba album cover to just see how he was holding the mallets, just to get some ideas of what I could do to make my 4 mallet playing better. And I got to meet him years later. I took one of the summer marimba seminars with Lee Howard Stevens. And now, here I am actually getting a chance to work with Lee Howard Stevens and his company and Malletech, which is the name of the company. Here they are, Malletech. By the way, shout out to Jim, who is the artist manager at Malletech, or one of them. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but very appreciative, love working with Jim and Lee. So these are some mallets. I'm excited to try these on the new marimba. These are the Kevin Bobos. What are they? The KB14s. And Kevin Bobo, by the way, was one of my first marimba teachers. And this was many years ago. Yep, of course, have to have 2, so we can have a set of 4. And I got one other set of mallets. Eric Samu. For those of you who are marimbas and you know who Eric Samu is, you know that he's another one of the greats. And I love his music and his compositions. And I'm really excited to try these mallets as well. So I got some Eric Samu. Where's the model number? ES8s. Yep, so these will be a little bit softer than the Kevin Bobos. And these are KB14s. They both have different models and different hardnesses. So if you're curious, if you're a marimba player, definitely go to the Malletech website and check out their mallets. I highly recommend both of them, even though I haven't played them yet, but I've done a lot of research. And got some nice... Oh, yes, so for those of you who are not that familiar with marimba companies or Malletech specifically, here is the Malletech, I guess, brochure kind of thing that just shows the mallets that they make and the marimbas that they make. This Malletech marimba that you see on the back, this is the Michael J. Burritt marimba, which is, wait, let me switch to make sure I can see myself. Okay, I think you should be able to see that if I hold it up that way. Yeah, this is a really nice marimba. And one thing that I like about Malletech is that their resonators are actually round and smooth all the way through. They're, for all intents and purposes, a cylinder. And a cylinder gives you the purest tone. Actually, the purest tone comes from a perfect sphere. But since it's really difficult to get gigantic spheres under every bar of a marimba, a cylinder would be the next best pure tone to enhance the fundamental and resonate the fundamental frequency. So this MJ Burritt marimba keeps the cylinder pretty smooth, going all the way down with a slight curve. The Malletech Grand marimba, their cylinders have kind of hexagonal bends at the bottom. I wonder if I can find an example of that in here. Let's see, what do we got? What do we got? Okay, so here's a good example. And when these resonators first came out, they were kind of revolutionary because up until then, it was difficult to get a cylinder all the way through the length of the resonator. So they did a pretty good job by, I don't know exactly how they do the manufacturing process, but I did get to tour their factory in Ocean Grove, New Jersey once. So they connect all these little joints together and it pretty much stays a cylinder all the way through the length of the resonator. So the one that I'm getting is called the M-Tech, and it's actually made with a different kind of wood called Padauk, which the Mario on marimba video that I have on my channel, the one that went viral, that is actually a Padauk marimba, and most people have no idea. They think it's rosewood. So Padauk can sound good. Now, I had to do a lot of doctoring to get that sound that way, but Malatech does it right. I mean, they have Padauk sounding marimbas that actually sound better than a lot of rosewood marimbas from different brands. So I'm pretty excited about that. The last thing I got in this little care package is a t-shirt. Practice 5 octaves apart. Social distancing. Okay, now to be fair, when they sent this to me, I think it was maybe March, probably March, maybe February. And back then we were still even more in pandemic mode. So this would have made more sense. But Malatech, I mean, come on. Seriously? You're going to give me a social distancing t-shirt? You know what I want? I want the black Malatech t-shirt. Just black t-shirt with the beautiful Malatech logo. That's all I want. If you're listening, send me one of those. Okay, so this is hilarious though. I don't know if I'll ever wear this. Maybe I'll wear it in a video. Yeah, I'll definitely wear it in a Malatech video at some point in the future. So I'm officially partnered with Malatech. It's like a dream come true and something that I've always wanted all my life. So I'm very excited. I should be getting the marimba hopefully by the end of this month. But, you know, marimbas, making marimbas, shipping them out, it's not the easiest process in the world. So there's going to be some room for flexibility, I'm sure. Okay, enough talking. Let me set these aside. And yeah, that's the big announcement. I am officially a Malatech artist. Yes! You can actually find me on their website. And I got to do a presentation at the Marimba Seminar for Lee Howard Stevens, which was, I think my presentation was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. It went really well. I used the mallet cat, but I'm hoping that once I get the marimba, I can do some work and some seminars or presentations or lessons or whatever with actual marimba. It's going to be really nice. And what else? I have a list of things I want to go through. So that's pretty much it. Unboxing? Yes. A little bit of music? Yes. Malatech endorsement? Yes. Oh, and I had some other things I want to share with you guys. I have been working on, this is the other big announcement that I haven't talked about with hardly anyone except for close friends. I am planning to make a marimba album, and it's not going to be just me. I have lots of different ways I want to utilize the marimba, definitely as a soloist, but also with other musicians, as a band leader. And I've always had this dream of taking some of my favorite things, the marimba and jazz and fusion music, and mixing them together. And of course, there's lots of people doing things like this today. But my idea was kind of like, if you imagine the Chick Corea Electric Band, which hopefully more of you have checked out and been listening to, with the marimba. Take Chick Corea out, insert me on a marimba. And that's kind of like my dream band, except I also want to sing in my dream band. So maybe you can mix in a little bit of Dave Matthews Band with that, because I definitely love their vibe. And Carter Beefer's drumming is amazing. So I am working on some music just for this marimba band. So it's going to be marimba. Okay, in my ideal world, it would be me on a marimba, 5-octave marimba, also with a mallet cat, electronic marimba, also with a keyboard or a synthesizer, and then with a drummer, a killing drummer, a bass player, probably electric guitarist, probably saxophone, although those last two aren't required, definitely viola, cello, probably a couple of violins, and that's kind of my dream band. And eventually, I do want to have other instruments in there as well. But those are the ones that are going to be the core of my marimba band, ultimately. And I'm working on music for this already. I have a few songs already done, have some that I'm already practicing. And I have another song that's kind of in this vein that I think I can share with you. So let me do a little check, little sound test, and I'll play something else for you guys. Let's switch back to Reaper. No, that's not Reaper. Where's Reaper? There's my keyboard shortcut for Reaper. And let's full screen it. Full screen. So where did I put this? So here's the track. I made this track a few years ago, and I've used it in a couple of ways. One was for tap dancing. So first, let me see if this is going through the stream. It does not appear to be going through the stream, although it's coming through my laptop mic. So, okay, here's an example. If I drag this routing into my Restream thing, Restream live stream audio, it should work. Yeah. Now it's coming through. Now you can hear it perfectly loud and clear. And when I do the microphone, it doesn't work. Why? Okay, I'm going to turn the microphone off since it's not even working. In fact, I'm just going to delete this track. You're dead to me. Delete. This was the original one that wasn't working. Delete. But all we need is the keyboard and the track. Yeah, everything's working. This is fantastic. This makes me happy. It makes me happy when things work. Okay, checking the comments real quick. We heard double the second time. Yes, you hear it coming through you probably hear it coming through the microphone and coming through through Reaper itself. Let me just double check. Is Super Mario your favorite marimba tune? It's not my favorite marimba tune. My favorite marimba tune would probably be... No, I don't have a favorite. There's too many. But some of the things I'm going to put out with the actual marimba when I get it, I think that you're going to see that there's so many songs that are so much fun to play. It's really hard to choose a favorite. You know what I can do? I will... I'm going to ask this question really quick in the chat. No, I'm not, because it's kind of open-ended. No, okay. What I'll do is I'll share with you some of the songs that I've already arranged for marimba. I'll just kind of let you know what they are. And I'll just kind of give you an idea of what's on the horizon once I get this marimba. And some of these I could do on the mallet cat. The problem with the mallet cat is that since it's not real wood, when you hit it, there's a limit in terms of the volume. I can only get so soft before it just stops detecting it. And on a real marimba, this would be a very lush, soft tone on a wooden bar. But since this is velocity sensitive and it's triggering, you have to hit it so hard to get it to detect. So that's one limitation. Another limitation is that the bars are all the same size. So on a real marimba, this is one of the reasons why I don't practice certain types of marimba literature on the mallet cat. On a real marimba, if I get used to playing the octave C's in the left hand, way low on the instrument and come up here, and they feel maybe like this, kind of in the lower end, and then the higher end, the octave C's maybe are this size. And on this mallet cat, they are, okay, so this is the size of an octave on the mallet cat, and this is the size of the low octave on the mallet cat. On a real marimba, this might be the size of the high octave, and this might be the size of the low octave. So the bars are graduated, and it just changes. If I'm playing Mario on a real marimba, it feels this way. If I take that and switch it to the mallet cat, everything feels different. Everything that I reach for feels like it's in a different spot. All my kinesthetic memory just goes out the window. If you can imagine playing on a piano where suddenly the bars are different sizes as you go down the piano, but you get used to that, and then you switch onto a keyboard where everything's the same, it just feels different. So every time I switch back and forth from learning literature, there's a lot of kind of relearning that has to happen, or I'm just really focused and highly concentrating to try to not miss everything. I guess I can demonstrate that. Let's see. But you know what you can't do with the real marimba that you can do with this? I can change the MIDI channel. So right now, let's see. I have it set up to where channel 3 is the marimba. And this is not the marimba that came with the mallet cat. This is a virtual marimba by Sonic Couture, which I use in all of my mallet cat marimba videos. It sounds amazing. They sampled a really nice 5-octave Yamaha marimba. I didn't actually check the levels. I think it's distorting just a little. It's so loud. What have I done? Yeah, that's ridiculously loud. Let's fix that. Mouse. Ugh. Keyboard. I guess I can show you what I'm doing. Switch to Reaper. I'm going to... Actually, I'm not going to show you this because you're not going to see it anyway, because it's going to pull up a pop-up window. So let me just go into Contact. I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing, just in case you're curious. And I turned the limiter on the marimba up some so that it wouldn't be too soft in the mix. So I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. Let's check that. That still sounds a little distorted. Let's go down just a hair more. I don't think that's loud enough, actually. Let's go back up a little. Okay, I think that'll work. Let's just leave it like that. Mario on marimba. So you're gonna see what I mean. So I'm aiming for what that. That wasn't too bad, but you probably can hear me missing some notes. And also, I haven't been practicing this, so that's a big difference too. That is always weird. Yeah, this thing is loud. Let me turn my microphone off and play a little bit more. Yeah, I don't have to play the entire thing, but that actually wasn't too bad for not being warmed up and not practicing this. But it wasn't perfect. So I do not claim to be able to play Mario on marimba perfectly on the Mallet Cat. But with some practice, I'm pretty sure I could get the accuracy higher. So I keep getting distracted. I'm sorry. I said I was going to share with you a tune that I call it, I don't really have a name for this yet. I called it Tap Into the Funk originally. No, I'm not going to Tap Into the Funk. Mr. Marimba. I call this piece Mr. Marimba. And I called it that because it's kind of funky, it's kind of grooving. It gives me like the feeling of somebody just with sunglasses on, walking down the street on a nice sunny Sunday afternoon. It's very chill. So let's go ahead and highlight that. Check. Levels look good. Yeah, so this is just, the structure is, I start with the marimba groove, kind of the bass line. Then the actual bass comes in, then the drums come in, the keyboard comes in, and I just improvise for a little while, D minor, pretty simple. And then at the end, I go back to that groove, and that's pretty much the end. So just a fun little groovy piece. I think it's a few minutes long. Aaron, don't lean on the marimba. And yeah, enjoy. I'm going to mute myself and have some fun with Mr. Marimba. Hey, here we go. Mute. Something like that. Okay, I hope all the sound worked. I think the marimba may have been a little hot, a little louder than the track, but I'd rather the marimba be too loud than too soft, so I guess that's okay. Let me check the chat. Yay, people could actually hear it. Good. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, who talks Spanish? Yo hablo español. Poquito. Muy poquito. Mucho poquito? Muy poquito. No hablo español. Let's see. Yeah, so that's Mr. Marimba, just a fun little track to just groove and have some fun to. And I have another one here that's a little bit longer called Tap Into the Funk, because when I first made it, I made an arrangement for it to tap dance with the band in a tap dance show that I was in. And that was a lot of fun. And then I kind of rearranged it to make it work for me to just play marimba. So it's still called Tap Into the Funk. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to hear one more kind of groovy, fun piece like that. In fact, I'll just ask this question. Wait, come on, chat. Would you like to hear one more track? One more groovy track? Question mark. Yeah, because I don't know about tracks. Tracks can be fun, but they can also be like, yeah, it's not with a real band. So if you're really curious, I can share some more original music with you. But otherwise, I think that was pretty much it. The other thing I was going to say was that my future marimba band, that's kind of what I was in the middle of explaining before I got sidetracked. And yeah, so I have a younger brother who is a phenomenal drummer. Some of you who follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you may have seen me post a little 1-minute clip of us jamming together a couple of weeks ago. And I'm planning for him to be my drummer in my marimba band. So he has his drum set up. He's put together this little home studio in his house. It's crazy. So I'm really excited to get the marimba and somehow get into a space with a real drum set. And then we still need a bass player. So I'm still kind of thinking about bass players. I have a few in mind that I know here in LA, but I also have to find some people who are great with complicated time signatures and fun, crazy ostinatos and high syncopation. And they have to, of course, be into jazz and have good technique and all that stuff. That goes without saying. And those would be the three cores. I mean, the three core instruments, the marimba, chords, keyboards, the bass player, and the drummer. So stay posted. And the last thing I guess I'll say is that I mentioned I would share with you some of the marimba music that I've arranged that I'm planning to release later this year or in the coming months when I get the marimba. And let's see. Oh, Adam Neely. That might actually be kind of fun. Like, he's pretty dope, I have to admit. Adam Neely knows his stuff. So I wonder if I could share, do I have my desktop mode set up? I got to be careful because I have no idea what's going to show if I do my desktop shortcut. Okay, desktop. Check. Okay, my mic is still coming through. You can see OBS. I guess I can share my desktop. That's cool. So if I switch over to Reaper now, you can see everything on my screen. Correct? Yep, you can see everything on my screen. So let me go back to the main mic. I'm going to pull up some of my marimba arrangements just to geek out for a moment before I wrap up this stream. It's already 2:41? What? How? These streams always go way longer than I think they will. It's because I talk too much. I know. Okay, so here's one arrangement that I did a few years ago. Let's see, can I pull this up? Yes, here it is. Oh, brother. Okay, now you thought Mario on marimba was hard. It was hard, by the way. But this piece is this is another level of difficulty. So let me share with you this music. I wonder if I have the PDF, the MP3. I can actually let you hear it. Do I have it? I do! Well, I have the marimba version that I made. That might be good enough to share with you. Okay, I'm going to go into desktop mode. You're going to see everything I'm doing. So here's a folder of some stuff that I used to do in Finale, back when I was still using Finale. And Double Dragon on... Yes, Double Dragon. Any Double Dragon fans in the house? That soundtrack had some of the most ridiculously amazing music. I'm not even joking. The entire soundtrack I actually listened to just for fun. Years ago, I used to just drive around to that soundtrack. So this is the one with Grand Marimba. Let me drag this into Reaper. So here's Reaper. Here's Double Dragon. Let's put it right there. And let's highlight that. Zoom in, normalize it, and play a little bit. Ah, microphone. I can't believe I did that. No! Every stream, at least once. At least once, I forget to unmute the microphone. Well, hopefully that only happened for a few minutes. I was saying that, why? That's going to be my thing. It's like every time I go live, I have to mess up the microphone at least once. If I don't, then it doesn't count. Okay. So I was just saying that I can try playing a little bit of that for you just to kind of show you how it looks. But let's see. Here we go. Yeah, this is just B flat major, C major, B flat major, C major. Just moving up. Ooh. And there are various inversions. Going over eighth notes in the bass. I don't remember this. Nope, I don't remember it. So, at one point, I was able to play that piece at 180 beats per minute up tempo. It was amazing and it felt great and it was awesome. But yeah. Okay, so let's see here. What else we got? So that's one arrangement that I have. Ooh, Dire Dire Docs. I will show you that arrangement. Let's see. Where's Dire Dire Docs? Dire Dire Docs PDF. Did I make a PDF of this one? I don't know if I made a PDF of this one. It's not showing up. Well, I have the MuseScore version. I guess I can boot that up and see what happens. And the thing about Dire Dire Docs is that if you listen before, it's not just that beautiful. Yeah, I'm in the right key. It's not just that. They also add in this electric bass part. This drum set part comes in when you're like walking in the caves in Dire Dire Docs. And there's this beautiful string part that comes in. So I want to simulate all of that in my version. So I'm going to start with the marimba and then add in probably the electric bass next, and then probably add in the beautiful strings, except I'm probably going to play flute. Maybe alto saxophone I have on over there. I haven't been practicing as much as I should. And then, of course, that funky drum set part. So let me see if this is open yet. If it is, I can share that with you. It is! Yay! And I guess let me go back to sharing the desktop. By the way, I'm just kind of geeking out and having fun at this point. So if you have to go, I just want to let you know it's 2:47 my time, which means the stream has been going for about 45 minutes. I literally was expecting it to go for about 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes, but I don't know why I ever expect that because I talk too much. I talk constantly because this is just so much fun. So let me go back to desktop mode, back to Dire Docs. So here's the sheet music that I made in MuseScore. And I might be able to let you hear this if I turn the desktop audio back on. Let me make sure this is centered desktop audio. That looks good. So if I play this, does it work? Yeah, I guess I can just stop it there. But the rest of the arrangement kind of goes on the same. And ideally, I want to be able to loop this. I want to be able to perform that live with all of the instruments. So I'd probably start on the marimba, play that entire Dire Docs. When that's done, stomp the loop box, have that loop, and immediately grab the flute super fast and then jump in halfway through or after maybe a few bars, play through that flute part, add in the harmony, quick jump to the drum set or the bass, probably the bass, add that bass part in, then quick jump to the drums, like it plays on the original soundtrack. So that would be a lot of fun. So that's something to keep on your radar. So we got Double Dragon coming, we got Dire Docs coming. What else do we have? Oh my goodness! For any of you who have heard of the game Super Bomberman or Bomberman, Super Bomberman 2, I think, on Super Nintendo, had one of the best multiplayer games ever. And I had this mission to try and learn all of the music that happened in that track. Because it's crazy. It's some of the most incredible composing I've ever heard. And it's in a video game. So I wonder if I have the music to that. Let's see. Bomberman MP3? Wave? What did I save it as? Super Bomberman Battle 1.wave. Yes! I do have it. So I guess I'll go back to sharing my screen so you can see. Oh, you know what? Let me check the chat. Yeah, nothing new. I was muted earlier. I know. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry! Zelda. Yes, I have a Zelda. I have 2 Zelda songs. I'll share those with you as well in a moment. Okay, so you know what? There's so much stuff. I'm going to do 3 more things. I'll show you this Bomberman music and the 2 Zelda tracks that I've already kind of started or actually finished arranging, and then I'll wrap the stream up. Okay, so let's see here what we have. Let me go back to sharing my desktop. Yes, now you can see how it looks. This is how it looks when you're live streaming on YouTube. You can see all the comments over here, blah, blah, blah. I hope there's nothing on here that is going to be like confidential private information. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. And this is what we need. Where is Super Bomberman? Is this the right track? Yes! Okay, so Super Bomberman. Let's put this in here so you can hear it. And zoom in. And everything looks good. Let me turn Restream back on so you can hear. Okay. Oh no. Was I just muted again? Seriously? Why? I'm gonna cry. Dude. This is crazy. Yeah, I definitely need someone to help me run audio. That's what I need. You know, when most audio producers or live performers go live, they actually have someone in there running sound, and it helps a lot. I should really look into that because, yeah, man, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. What can I do to make this up to you? Leave a comment to let me know what I can do to make it up to you. Ah! You know what I did? I unmuted Restream, but I didn't unmute the microphone. That's what I did. Ah, Aaron, get it together. Okay, anyway, I was just saying that you can see the music now. I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to just play the music. And I'm going to leave my microphone. You know what? I'm not going to mute my microphone anymore unless I play the Mallet Cat. That's the only time I'll mute it, so it doesn't have any crazy doubling of sounds. Okay, Bomberman. Here we go. Share screen. Share desktop. That looks good. Play. Mic. Check, check, check. The microphone is the right one. Okay, I'm not going to make that mistake anymore. Let's see. Yeah, I want to stop it here for a moment just because this was really fun and really difficult to figure out. But the square wave, if you listen closely to the original track, it's changing channels. It's in left, right. So these little square L things that I made, they're not just text telling you what to play. They're actually instructions to MuseScore to change to a different instrument. And I wonder if I can show you how that works. You know what? I'm not going to show you how that works, but maybe I can just mute this track or solo something so you can hear it because I'm just... Oh, man! This is what I had to do to make that work. Wow, I forgot all about this. Okay, this is behind the scenes of what it took to make Bomberman in MuseScore. You know what? I'm not going to touch that. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. And let's go to the end. Because there's this really crazy part where things get very kind of whole tone scale-ish. Yeah, and the last thing I'll show you real quick is that this bass part at the beginning, this clavinova, that's actually kind of hard to play on the marimba. So I'm hoping to reproduce all of these parts on the Mallet Cat and or actual marimba. And this bass part, which I'm just pushing the key to make it work. But eventually that would be me playing the actual parts. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute MuseScore now. And I said I would share two more things. I said I would share Zelda, the two Zelda ideas that I have, and then I'll stop the stream. So let's check back in on Chrome. Just checking the YouTube live stream, any other important comments that I missed. I'm an audio guy. Oh, DJ Timo, really? Do you live in LA? If you do, reach out to me, let me know. I wasn't muted for that long. Okay, I hope it didn't seem that long. I really do feel bad when that happens. I'm gonna pay more attention. Show us what lies hidden in the void of hair. What lies hidden in the void of hair? Well, first of all, it's not a void. Ooh, did you know it's not a void? Inside, what happens is that the brain cells in my brain actually grow out through my scalp because my brain is so packed full of information that it just couldn't contain the skull could no longer contain it. So little nerve endings and dendrites started to push themselves through my skull. It was very painful. I remember when I was little, I had a few years in there where every day I was having intense headaches. And it was just the process of my brain neurons literally pushing themselves out through my skull and through my scalp. It was very painful. And eventually it came out in the form of what looks like hair. So my hair isn't perfectly round today, but it's not too bad. I'm okay with this. But over the years, I've just gotten kind of used to shaping it this way, and my nerve endings have built up some kind of resistance and some kind of they're not as sensitive. They've been desensitized a little bit, but they still work. So that's one of the reasons why I'm able to play so many instruments, is because I have extra neurons that are part of my brain but are outside of my head. Okay. Yes, that's a true story. Let's see, what else did I miss? Yes, I'm going to make some music for Alan Becker again. We're working on something. I'm not saying any more than that, but stay tuned. No, I will say one other thing. Jazzy note blocks was a lot of fun to figure out, also really hard to make the note block music that first time. But note block battle was infinitely harder because there were each stick figure as an independent musician playing completely original music from start to finish. There wasn't just start a loop and let it loop over and over and over again, like Jazzy note blocks. So that piece was way harder. And the next one, I think, is going to be even harder than Note Block Universe. But it's a lot of fun. Let's see, what else did I miss? I'm just looking at a few of these. You've redeemed yourself. I'm glad some of you feel redeemed. Zelda, yes, on with the show. So I'll share with you 2 Zelda pieces that I've arranged that I'm excited for. And actually, I kind of already have. If you follow I shared a little survey on YouTube about which of these 2 Zelda pieces I should record first. And that was back when I thought the marimba was coming earlier, but now it's supposed to come at the end of June. So it's taking a little bit longer. But the first one is, oh, here they both are. Nice. Let's open this one first. I'm not saying what they are on purpose because I don't want to say what they are. I want you to just hear them, and then I want to see if you can recognize them. So the first person to type this into the chat wins. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. Because this is a live stream. You're getting this at different times depending on where you are and what your internet connection is like. So one person might literally hear the music 20 seconds before someone else. So it's not a competition. But I'm still not going to tell you. I'm just going to play the music. So let me make sure my desktop audio is unmuted. Great. Okay, here's the first one that I have arranged. All right, so that's the first one. And if you said Lost Woods, you are correct. Build up difficulty like Marvel movies. Mystery, man. I'm just randomly reading through some of these comments. Yeah, the nerve endings being my afro. True story. Total true story. And here's the other one. The other one is this. In fact, I may have my arrangements of these to show you. Let's see. I do. Here's my arrangement. I'll show you my arrangement. Why not? Desktop mode. And make sure my mic is still on. Good, it is. Okay, so here's Lost Woods. And the thing about this one, this is also really difficult for one specific reason. I wanted to have these quarter notes. Let me stop that music. Stop. I wanted to have these quarter notes actually sustain. So instead of ba 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 ba, in order to achieve that, I would need to let me turn Restream back on, and let me mute the desktop audio. In order to achieve that, I would have to do one-handed rolls on those beats on the marimba. So it doesn't work on the Malacat as well, but I can show you the idea. So I have my left hand playing the chords. Whoa. Oh, MuseScore is picking up the MIDI from the Malacat. That's actually kind of cool. I can control MuseScore with my Malacat. But MIDI off. Thank you, MuseScore. There we go. So I have the left hand doing the chords. I have the right hand playing the melody. And it's harder to do on the Malacat because the bars are so small. But on the real marimba, I would do little one-hand rolls. Bop. Which by themselves are attainable. Together, they're a lot harder. I will attempt the first phrase. Ugh. Etc., etc., etc. And yeah, that doesn't work as well on the Malacat because the bars are so small, but on the real marimba, I got to the point where I could play that pretty clean up-tempo at the original tempo in Ocarina of Time. So once I get the real marimba, that's going to be on the radar. And then Great Fairy Fountain, that one's going to be probably a looping one because I've set it up to where I can play the top part first and then loop that and immediately jump to the chord part and loop that, then immediately jump to the bass part. And this one might work a little bit better on the marimba, on the Malacat. Let's see. There we go. But you see what I mean about the Malacat? Like, no matter how hard or soft I hit, you're not really getting the accents and the dynamics the way I really want. But you can hear the notes. Boom! What was next? Okay, there it is. Then the bass part. I need to practice. Yeah, those parts aren't particularly that difficult, but they sound so nice when you put them all together. So that'll probably be one of the ones that comes out earlier. I'll probably start with the Zelda piece, probably Lost Woods, because that one's going to be so marimba oriented with the high part on the marimba and the chord part on the marimba and the bass part on the marimba. And then I'll move on to some other pieces. Oh, also, a few years ago, I created an entire arrangement of that Lost Woods where I started with those 3 marimba parts, but then I add in some of the other melodies and the harmonies and the strings that come in later on. And I added wind chimes and glockenspiels, and I'll probably have to dance at some point because I need time to kill while I wait for the loop to finish so I can add in another part. So I asked a friend if they would help me with some ballet. So I'm trying to have a lot of fun with these. Lots of things to look forward to. Okay, I guess I should wrap it up there. Yes, we've had lots of fun. Let me check the chat real quick. And let's see. I'm going to scroll up just a little bit. Shout out to Melissa Piano. Thank you as always for moderating. And I always forget that I mute my notifications when I go live. So I have to set up a way to where I can get notifications because I see muted on here. But back when you sent it, it didn't make a notification because I was in live stream mode. So I have to make sure that there's a way for me to be able to hear those alerts when I'm live. And shout out to Malatech. Shout out to the whole Malatech team and the Malatech family. There are other amazing artists that are working with Malatech and spreading the marimba love worldwide. And I'm so happy to be a part of that family. And yes, stay posted. And I'll hopefully go live again within the next couple of weeks. I'm thinking about when the marimba finally comes, making kind of an unboxing video of the marimba. I think that would be quite epic. So stay tuned for that, hopefully in a few weeks if we're lucky. And if there's any other questions, feel free to leave them in the chat or leave them in comments. But I'm just going to take another quick look before I stop. Oh yeah, I see a lot of good recommendations in here. Nathan, what's up? I see a few familiar names. Yeah, and just a big thanks to everybody who stopped by. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, there's one other announcement that I probably shouldn't make yet because it's not done, but I am working on a Patreon. I started it literally 3 years ago, but I just put it off because, I don't know. I'm the type of person that sits down and just makes music and creates and has fun. And I sometimes forget about the business side of things. I mean, I don't forget about it. I just don't care enough to force myself to be as diligent with those things as I should. So I'm working on a Patreon, and when that's done, I'll make an announcement about that as well and make some fun videos. In fact, if you have any ideas for like what a good Patreon thing could be for my channel, like Patreon supporters get a blah, blah, blah. I don't know, but it can't be too complicated because I'm probably not going to spend a lot of time to just dedicate to just Patreon perks or rewards. I really want this to be accessible to everyone. That's kind of my goal. Okay. Any other note block universe? Note block universe. You know, you might be onto something. I'm checking again. Any other last Saudi? We have people from Saudi Arabia here. Amazing. Thank you. I do not read Farsi or Arabic with that version of Arabic. I don't read Farsi, but thank you. Thank you so much for being here. We have people from all over the world. That's so cool. Did you arrange this? Yes, I arranged all of these. By the way, everything I showed you today, I listened to the original and transcribed or whatever it is myself and made my own arrangement for marimba. Most of the time, I didn't have to make many changes because the marimba has 5 octaves. That's 6 Cs, which is enough to play pretty much everything that J.S. Bach, for example, ever wrote for the clavichord or the clavier. So it's a pretty extensive ranged instrument. And the things that didn't fit, like Double Dragon, I did make arrangements to those, but I tried to keep the feeling the same, and I kept the same key signature. What else? I see a lot of really good arrangements in here. Hi, Brazil. And yeah, we're going to call it a quit. Call it quits. Call it a stream. Thanks again for coming. Love you all. I will see you soon. Peace out. I will end with some more music that I don't know what I'm going to play yet. Let's see. Oh yeah, I still have to make a version of the Green's Jam. I have to try to see if I can play that in here. Whoa, this is fun. If I really jump around the way the green stick figure does, that's hard. I can get this. Woo! This is going to be... If I get this down, it's going to sound really nice on marimba. I'm going to try one more time. Feel free to leave, by the way. We're officially done. I'm just playing you out and geeking out a little bit on my own. Let's see. I'm going to figure just this beginning part out. I think up here sounds better. the right hand, like that, little triple lateral. But it looks cooler if I actually reach up with both hands. So I would want to do it that way. This is ridiculous. Wow, okay, that'd be fun. People are still here? Get out of here. What's wrong with you? Why are you still here? There's nothing to see. Move it on, people. Yes, I have to start slow. When I actually practice it, I'll have the metronome on. I'll be going slowly, and I'll kind of make a plan. You know what? I'm just going to have some fun. By the way, you're free to go. Thank you, Melissa. Once again, shout out to Melissa. Shout out to everyone who showed up. Thank you. And I'm going to play one other tune. That tune that I said that was called Tap Into the Funk, that I made a track for just for marimba. I'm going to play that, and then I'll end the stream. All right. Thanks again for everything. I'm going to mute myself, play that track, and then hit stop streaming. Love you all. Peace out. That's not Tap Into the Funk. That was Super Bomberman 2. Where is it? Here it is. Actually, I probably shouldn't do this because I haven't practiced it. But whatever. Let's have Thanks for coming again. Adios in stream.